Hello, viewers, and welcome to Mr. J's Big Book of Movies, where my quest is to find the best movies in the land to put into my big book of movies. What does it take to get into the big book of movies? That's what we do here every weekend to find out. It is Monster Movie Month 2019. There's 2 more Monster Movie Month episodes for this year, and this is one of them. Next one comes tomorrow. Today's movie I watched by mistake. So what I thought I was watching was 11-11-11. But what I watched was 11-11-11. What I mean by that is the movie that I thought I was going to be watching was 11-11-11. The movie I mistaked it with was 11/11/11. Now, I know that I only do movies that were released in theaters, but I feel that this actually is so ridiculous, I need to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get things started. 11/11/11 was released to video on November 1st, 2011, because 11-11-11 had the rights to release their movie on November 11th, 2011. I'm going to call this movie 6. I'm not going to say 11/11/11. I'm just going to call this movie 6. 6 was released November 1st, 2011, with a runtime of 87 minutes, and was directed by Keith Allen. IMDb states that Jack and Melissa are frightened by their son's bizarre and violent behavior. They soon learn that he is the gateway to the apocalypse, and it will happen on his birthday, 11/11/11. I would take out the fact that they learn he's the gateway of the apocalypse, because they don't learn that. The father learns something at the end of the whole movie, and yeah. Starting at the top, we have the rewatch factor, score of a 1. Now, this is a very unmonsterfied monster movie. It is implied that there's a monster. Now, like I said, I watched the wrong movie because I sat there and I watched this movie, I might as well review it. There's a reason why this went straight to video and didn't go to theaters, because it sucks and it's stupid. This is supposed to be something called a mockbuster. I've never heard that term before. I've heard of a mockumentary, but not a mockbuster. So I guess this is making fun of the film genre, or it's just pretending to be a real film when it knows it sucks. I don't know. I don't understand what a mockbuster is. Next up, we have storyline. So I give storyline a score of a 2. It started off interesting, but it got really stupid. So, like, this little boy, I guess, chooses not to talk. So the movie starts out, and the parents are like, hey, are you excited about moving? And any 10, 12, 11-year-old is going to say no, or they're going to be doing that, I'm so mad at you, I'm not even going to say anything. So, like, you think he's just mad at them and he's not talking. And then it's described that he's shy, and that's why he's not talking. But, like, he purposely doesn't talk. But he's homeschooled, which there's never a homeschool scene. So does that mean he's autistic? Does that mean he has Asperger's? Like, what? That's never explained why the kid itself doesn't talk. um, the mom gets pregnant with the demon baby, but did she get pregnant because of living in a house that's haunted, or because of the father is making demon offsprings? And then the last thing is there's this really big dramatic suicide scene in the beginning of the film, which was never talked about again. And like the images, like every time something happens, like the clock says 11:11 or the clock says 9:11, but then the entire 3-minute scene, the clock is always the same time. It's very funny. It's very funny. When it comes to acting, I give the score of a 2. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This is basic horror movie acting. When it comes to the appearance, you could tell that this was on a shoestring budget. I give the score of a 2. It just didn't look like there were a lot of funds for this film. And it did go straight to video, which, once again, I watched the wrong movie. But it looks like it. So, yes, this is a terrible looking movie. Finally, we have enjoyment, and I give the enjoyment score of 1. I really wish I watched the real movie. This is a crap fest of crap. The monster that was in the closet is never explained. The slashes that drew blood were never explained. The 6-handed bloody handprint was never explained. Like, you could have done things with this film, but you forgot that you put things in your film and didn't tie it up at the end. So enjoyment definitely gets a 1. Alright, it's time for the final tally, with the rewatch factor being a 1, storyline being a 1, characters being a 2, appearance being a 2, and enjoyment being a 1, that equals a score of a 7. And that 7 equals an F. And this movie is an F. Maybe I could get my hands on the actual 6 movie and not this version of 6. Well, that's all the time we have here today on Mr. J's Big Book of Movies. I want to give a shout out to my Red Carpet Runners and Club 99 helping support the show. You too can help support the show. Patreon.com/I4MrJ. Part of the show. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!